Elon Musk's latest tweet stunned the netizens. "If I die under mysterious circumstances, it's been nice knowing ya." Quotes from the CEO of Tesla in a recent Twitter post. Musk is known for his erratic tweets that usually trigger a buzz for the internet. Now, without further delay, let's get into the reason behind this. Netizens have begun to express their concerns, flooding the comment sections. "We must protect you at all costs, and humanity is counting on you," wrote one user. It even prompted his mother to respond, "That's not funny," to which he retweeted, "Sorry, I will do my best to stay alive." What could be the reason behind his latest tweet? Is he facing threats from Russia? An hour before this tweet, Elon had shared a post that seemed to be part of a conversation with a Russian officer, which said to the CEO, Elon Musk, thus is involved in supplying fascist forces in Ukraine with military communication equipment. According to our information, the delivery of the Starlink equipment was carried out by the Pentagon, the message read. And for this, it will be held accountable like an adult no matter how much you play the fool. This post sparked speculations on whether the Russian spacehead is threatening Elon Musk for providing the Ukrainian troop with military communication equipment. What's been highly discussed in the news highlights these days is not the sales or performance of Starlink, but rather its role in the Russia-Ukraine war. Starlink service is now available in Ukraine, tweeted Musk. In March, Musk had said that some governments had told its Starlink satellite's broadband service to block Russian news sources. "We will not do so unless at gunpoint." Sorry to be a free speech absolutist, tweeted the CEO. He had made things very clear first. Starlink would help in making information accessible to Ukrainians in the war zone, and that Starlink will not block Russian news websites. What role do Starlink satellites play in the war? There is no underestimating the functionality of satellites in a modern-day war. They provide imagery information to participants for reporting on the movement of the army, war equipment, and resources. Its special intelligence gives information necessary to direct missiles to hit the right target with precision. Starlink follows up the three-step process. The internet is delivered via fiber to a large antenna on the ground, which then moves the signal through radio waves up to the satellite. The signal will then come back down to the office and is captured by an antenna aligned with the satellite. This is why Starlink requires a $2,500 satellite dish to work properly. Starlink now aims to help the Ukrainians in the conflict. Evidently, the Russians do not encourage this action and are trying to jam signals from Starlink. So, why did Elon Musk send Starlink to Ukraine? It all started by a tweet by Ukrainian Prime Minister asking for help from Musk, and a few hours later, the service operation had begun. Starlink is currently sending ground stations that are able to receive signals and hence access the internet from Starlink. Every terminal can provide Starlink internet to Ukraine. Elon Musk has demonstrated that SpaceX Starlink satellite as a powerful agent in the Russian-Ukraine conflict by sending Starlink terminals to Ukraine. Starlink is mainly used for communication purposes. SpaceX's ability to send thousands of satellites into space at low cost presented a significant military intelligence advantage for the United States. What would happen to Elon Musk's founded companies if he dies? His death would be disastrous, and we would have lost one of humanity's brightest minds. They might have had the same destiny as Apple Incorporated after Steve Jobs died. The company hasn't introduced a revolutionary product since Jobs died, and the share prices have been slowly plummeting. According to the experts, things will be much worse. The company holds close to $172 billion of cash and is not releasing the cash as dividends to the shareholders. Managers are doing their ultimate and working hard to keep floating, but other companies are catching up quickly. A similar occurrence might be with Tesla and SpaceX. There won't be a leader who will be willing to take rather ludicrous decisions, or rather said, wild decisions towards the company's aggressive growth. There would be a huge shrink in the company's name no matter how good they do, but that's merely for the initial years. Then things would catch up, and the world will move on to the next flourishing company or matter of discussion. On the contrary, presumably strong people at Tesla and SpaceX would step forward for a new leader at all levels. The secret master plans are laid out clearly, and the methods and approach are instilled carefully. SpaceX would remain the leader in space launch with their reusable rockets. Tesla would become a top automaker and still be the first to the market with self-driving, although it may not be the top. However, the whole Mars plan might be pushed back a decade. But how long can they hold on, and how many of those would carry them through the same obstacles? Not many people would enter large amounts of capital and even have goals like Elon did. Elon Musk has the ability to fund up massive amounts of investor money without necessarily outlining a solid plan forward. And given Tesla's current debt load of around 11 billion and negative cash flow, the company will likely not survive with anyone else at the tiller. Even with its current debt load, he's still ongoing about opening plants in Europe and China by incurring billions of dollars more in debt, and the sky hasn't fallen. Something no one else will be able to pull off, even as a bluff, for the next little while if the company survives that long. So what were your reactions on this recent tweet? What do you think will be the future of Musk's founded companies? Drop your thoughts in the comments section down below.